Meanwhile, students in Klamath County will see the inside of a school building as soon as mid-January. This news comes after the governor announced that schools and districts can now decide whether to return to in-person learning. Fox 12's Haley Rush joins us now live with the latest details on this. Haley?
Well, Bonnie, Klamath County isn't doing all that well when it comes to the governor's COVID-19 metrics. It's still considered extreme risk, but the superintendent there says getting kids in school is a priority.
Ever since last spring, even over the summer, there's been overwhelming parent support for getting the kids back in school. We recognize the social, emotional hardships that they're going through. So we want to get the kids back in school, but we also understand the safety piece. So we've been working very closely with our local public health to try to balance that out and get the kids in school.
Klamath County School District has 21 schools and nearly 7,000 students. Starting next week, kids will still learn online. That way, some time can pass after the holidays and get-togethers. Then on January 11th, students K through 12 will pivot to an in-person instruction model. The superintendent there says this actually isn't a huge undertaking. He says before the surge in cases around Thanksgiving, most kids were part of a hybrid model, allowing for some in-classroom learning. So this is nothing new. He says even with the county under extreme risk restrictions, he's hopeful schools won't contribute to an increase in COVID cases.
The public health also believes that even if the numbers are fairly high, they've learned enough about the virus and students that we would be able to attend school. That's one of the safest places for kids to be. So again, we have to balance that out. If the numbers go way up, it'll probably affect how much we're able to do in person.
He says since the beginning of the year, they've only had 2 students attending school test positive for COVID, and they were able to quickly quarantine the cohorts they were in with little issue. He says part of the district's success getting kids back into the classroom quickly has been putting all safety measures in place last summer, so they didn't have to scramble getting school buildings ready during the school year. He says kids also still have the option to learn fully online if they choose. So far, we haven't had any major districts here announce an in-person learning schedule. Last week, a spokesperson for Portland Public Schools said that while this year has been challenging, they want to make sure that going back to school is safe for everyone involved. Haley Rush, Fox 12 Oregon.